What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel, man. I'm so glad to be back here with you brothers. And today I have a very, very talented man, one of the gurus of the Black YouTube manosphere space, very intelligent man. You guys will find out. Most of you guys know him already. The Ron Wills, author Ron Wills. I'll let him explain what he does and who he is.
Well, everybody knows me for talking about the body game, men's relationships, self-development, everything. Like on my main channel, I'm talking about, how to get women, but also talking about how a man can be more sovereign in his life, develop his masculinity, have more control in his life, just developing his best self. And then I have a channel, Deep Thought. On my Deep Thought channel, it's just about thinking. It's just about putting out topics, getting you thinking about stuff. And we go deep. And then my money, Ron Wills Money Management. That's about managing money, just managing your money. It used to be called Ron Wills About That Business, but a lot of people ain't into business the way I think they should be, but everybody got to manage that money. So there you go. Check them out. And, it's all about just being the best and living a sovereign life.
All right. I really, really, really appreciate you coming on. I know it's hard to get Uncle Ron these days, but hey, if because he don't talk to you for that long, but 1 or 2 minutes, and until you pay that fee, he talk for about another 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes. Yeah, it's that money thing, it's, hey, you know what? I always talk about my pimps, my sons. They be working me. They be like, where my money? Where my money? Put on those red bottom shoes, go back out there. Y'all think I'm joking and stuff. They be like working me and stuff. But I don't mind. I don't mind. They my sons. So
interestingly enough, we're talking about that because there's a lot of content about, you hear a lot of guys talking about Bitcoin and invest in that. And I mean, I hear that and I see some people are about that, but you give more of the old traditional way, which I think it definitely works, about Black male financial independence.
Yeah.
Building a community around, what you're the first person I heard actually say that. I've always sort of done that myself, but you're the person that has always articulated so well. And when you see a lot of brothers who are talented, they're doing well, but a lot of Black male businesses struggle to survive independently because this brother's trying to do this thing by himself. But one thing I noticed, even on as Black YouTubers in the manosphere space, we've always dealt in the community, which is why the community has grown and we've been able to make a lot of money doing this. What do you really mean, Ron, when you talk about building a community around the business to help you become financial independent?
Well, see, the thing is it's something on two levels. It's something on two levels. One, you got steady customers. I remember a Black bookstore owner told me, he said he just needed 100 steady customers a month. And then I remember when I worked in a gym, one of the managers said, this is a community. So, one, that's bringing in the money, but two, it is a community. It's people that's going to keep coming back and back. Let me go deep with you for a second. A very important concept is called a third space. When people work, that's one space. Then they go home. That's another space. But a third space is where they can go and chill out. So if you have a business where people can go and kind of just chill out and they can talk with other people, boom. Like one thing with all these lockdowns, that hurt a lot of businesses because their business, it might have been a bar, might have been a gym, might have been a coffee shop. But their main thing was people could go there and chill out. So when I saw all of this, I was like, we got to really talk about the community aspect. Like every business, as best as possible, has to build a community where it's not just the money, but people go there. It could be a grocery store. It could be a comic book store, wherever, where people talk with each other, they hang out. And indeed, in businesses like that, they will get workers in there who are real friendly with people. They will get workers there. That's part of it, like the customer service. And it could be it could be anything really. Now, here's only people who have a trouble building a community is like, say, if someone is a plumber. You can't. It's hard to build a community off of that because you're dealing with individuals, but you can build rapport with your customers. You can get real cool with them. So it's a different type of thing, but it all comes down to giving some type of value beyond money. And then when people get that, then they will keep supporting. They will keep supporting your business because it's bigger than just what they spend in money. It's where they can hang out at. It's where they can hang out at. It's where they can chill at. Like, people, I'm known for talking about the man gets woman thing, but a lot of relationships start in those community type of businesses. You might meet somebody at the coffee shop. You might meet somebody at the gym. You might meet somebody at the yoga studio. I remember this older brother, he said, yeah, that's a target rich environment if you're a man. You got mostly women at those yoga studios. Just go and just take the classes, and you don't even have to try to hit on any of them. But a few of them going to try to hit on you after a while. But it's a community. Certain restaurants, I tell you what, before the COVID hit, there was this Chinese buffet I would always go to, and I noticed how the women would interact with people and how people were interacting there. I mean, it was deeper than just people going in there to eat. So that's the thing. Now, when you like online, that's the best way to build up your channel. You create a community.
So, and you were talking about creating a community. You said a coffee shop, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, that's just an example of it, but you can create it virtually. Like, this channel is a community. This channel is a community. You got certain people who want to support you. They're going to watch you. That's the way to build something. You got to build that customer base. And it got to be more than just spending money. Because if you think about it, if people just spend money on sometimes they'll just say, I'll go to the place where I can get it cheaper. But if it's more of a community, they're going to spend the money. As long as you keep it reasonable, they're going to spend the money with you because they're getting a greater value than just a product. They get to interact with people. People meet, like, okay, say the YouTube thing. There's a lot of friendships, alliances, businesses that's been created because people started interacting in maybe the comments of one of these videos.
Right.
People have done stuff offline. There's been hookups. There's been romantic hookups.
Oh, yes.
Between men and women. And if you say where they first met, they were like, well, you know what? We were talking in the comments and then we talked offline.
Right.
You get that a lot on Facebook. They really created that community thing. Those Facebook groups, how many hookups have there been in those Facebook groups? And it might not even, the subject matter or the group might not even be about relationships. They could be talking about business, but somebody like it say, hey, let's talk privately. Boom.
Right.
So it's like you create money for yourself, but you also create an outlet where people can talk with each other. It's that third space thing because, the first space is home, the second space is work, but that third space is where people can chill out. Like you got like the bars and everything and all of that. People go in there for the community. They go into certain restaurants for the community. They go to mall. Well, maybe not malls as much, but there's a community. There's people know each other, they friendly, and in those businesses, the best people to hire are people who can interact with people. That'll keep people coming back.
Let me ask you this, because I have a more of a this is a black channel. Yours is more catered towards African Americans, and when you look at the African American male entrepreneurs, I mean, obviously you have some that in real life. A lot of guys are able to build with their social skills and networks and things like that. But I remember when the black manosphere kind of started, and ended up seeing his thought process was, and I met him through you. And his thought process was, you know what? I don't know if black men will support this, and it's always been the idea that black men are apathetic, and the black male customer is hard to gauge, and so you have a lot of black men. I was talking to Brother Craig Harper. He moved from the Chicago area to Atlanta. And he said, well, in Atlanta, it's kind of hard to get a lot of African American male customers. So you see a lot of brothers taking their businesses to black women. So, and what I've noticed is, although like, you know, men typically spend less than women, a lot of brothers have like looked at targeting black men as like, oh, well, you know, it's a lost hope. You know, what's the reason why I should produce for them? Do you have that mindset? I know that I don't, and I've been blessed by just, you know, growing with the market with black men and as a customer base. Why do you think that's going on? A lot of black men are afraid to cater their services towards the African American male markets. Well, and, what can we do to achieve that?
Here's the problem. I mean, let's just be real with it. If you cater something to women, you're gonna make money. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But black men still got money. We still got needs. We still got things that we're interested in. If you cater something to black men, they're gonna show up. They're gonna show up for it. Like you get some women say, well, black men ain't doing this, black men ain't doing that. But I remember back in the day, I played in this church football league, and it was mostly black men. It's just a question of, are you producing something that we're going to be interested in? Now, in the manosphere, we're talking about subjects that men are interested in. Now, you know, a lot of people see the main focus as women, and that plays a big thing. But you got some people talking about business. You got some people talking about technology. You got some people talking about politics. It's just a matter of creating something that a black man is going to be interested in. Like, I'm going to tell you what, like I'm really big in the publishing industry. I know I'm known for doing this, but I've been in the publishing industry since 1995. And I mean, you know, I was connected with a lot of black bookstores. They would have women coming in there, but depending on what the store was selling, they would get a lot of black male customers. But in one of the things, because I was actually doing some book selling at one time, and I would just pay attention, like the black men would buy the more conscious raising books or the more nonfiction, the more practical stuff. I had that lined up. Boom, they were there. Plus, I was creating a community with that. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. Created. Yeah, you get the women and everything, but if you have a product and it's something that black men are interested in, they're going to come. They're going to come. I remember I worked at the gym. I always talking about working at gyms. I worked at a gym. There's nothing but brothers up in there. Nothing but brothers. I used to do gym sales and to sell a membership to women. There were women members too. I just walk them through the parts where the black men were. Boom, make that money. But it was a community. Mm-hmm. It was a community, and that's all to it. It's just like one of the problems with that is a lot of times people just think they not like catering something just for black men. That's the problem. That is the problem. Mm-hmm. They catering something to the women, think, oh, the brothers ain't going to buy. Yeah, the brothers going to buy. If it's something we want to deal with,
right?
If it's something we want to talk about. Yeah,
right.
And see, there's a big market there. And I think a lot of bigger corporations, businesses are missing out on it, especially for men. I'm going to tell you what, I see $1 billion. Yeah, I see some $1 billion industries that could cater to men in general and black men in particular out there that's not being exploited. I see some stuff and it's scary. It's like, well, wait a minute.
They don't see it, yeah.
How come? Like we don't have this thing for us, and some people are tapping into it. I'll give you a great example: beard game. Oh yeah.
I
don't have the beard. Well, my birthday was recent. I always shave everything on my birthday, but this is coming back. I know a place I can go in a local mall where they got a kiosk and they got stuff just for black men's beards, and they doing well. they doing well in that same mall. There's a men's store, how like you get those stores, got that clothing, the more for the old school type of play, kind of flashy and stuff. Right. Those old dudes got those Stacey Adams Gators and right. Stylish and stuff. Mm-hmm. They making money. In fact, they got that one store got 2 people. They catering to black men. It's just a matter of putting the stuff out there that we are actually going to buy. Mm-hmm. And then they create communities around that. Mm-hmm. So it's there, but people got to say, sometimes when people got to look at business, What are we going to like get into? What are we going to get into? What is men going to get into? Because it's wide open. In fact, I think it would affect the globe, the economy. Because let's just be real, the economy is going down. People think it's propped up or something. I'm saying no, it's not. No, it's not. You can't just go by like, even before the pandemic, the unemployment statistics were kind of skewed because like when they say it's 6% unemployment, no, that's just 6% of people who get unemployment benefits. Some people like time out of or getting the benefits and they don't have shit. And that's actually a bigger number. And then you got a lot of stores closing and everything. But listen to what I'm saying. I think they could like ratchet up some stuff if they actually have some stuff that black men and men in general are just going to be interested in purchasing, getting, maybe some clothes, books that talk about practical things, how to make money, how to educate ourselves, all of that. Of course, people making money off the dating thing and everything. But, it could be, some workout places, gyms, stuff like that, boxing rings, stuff like that. There's a whole market if people smart. And there are some people who are smart who created it. But it's there because when you look at business is very simple. What the people need? Excuse my français, but what the do people need? What they're going to eat, what they're going to wear. What do they like? What's their interest? What are their tastes? Provide the taste, you make the money. And then as you're making the money, create a community around your business and you stay making the money.
Right.
Boom.
Let me ask you this, because one of the things, like since I've been in the black male YouTube space, one of my saving graces is building a community around the talent. So like, like I've done it with, Kevin Samuels, Donovan Sharp, Obsidian, people like that. And then also recently on my channel, you saw, you're a big fan of the Struggle Wood. You love that Struggle Wood because when I was in Africa, you was the first person to call me about that. So I was able to hook up with, when I was in Kenya, I met some really good editors, really good directors. We bought the equipment to go into the industry to try to start at least small. And that's been my saving grace, building my the ability to be able to recognize black male talent to, support what I'm trying to do and profit share, with people and things like that. I think in the African American male community, we have a hard time understanding, just like some sisters have a hard time picking, maybe the right black men or the men that's gonna blow up next. A lot of times we don't realize other brothers' talents and how we can leverage what they do and what we do. Because that's also building a community around what we do, not just the customer base, but with other people that are also entrepreneurs or also talented. How do we better build a community around talented people to help us have more staying power in the business?
Well, we just have to understand, like, ultimately business is a social thing. The economy is a social thing. And, you have to, ultimately, no man is an island. So it's like, you work with people on a similar thing. Okay, like when I started publishing, like I said, that writing is still my main thing. When I started publishing, I had relationships with bookstore owners, particularly in the Washington, D.C. area. And they actually got me into relationships with bookstore owners across the country. And the thing was, we were working together. I call them up. I say, hey, man, I need some money. I say, okay, I'm going to set you up with a book signing. Boom. Boom. How many books you need from me? They say, hey, we need about 20 copies. Boom. So we were working together. But at the same time, they were helping me out. But then I could let people know, hey, I'm doing a book signing here or something. It's just a matter of what are you doing? Okay, who else is doing something that I need? Or I could do it. Like you said about the talent, one of the things that you've done, particularly for the Black Manosphere, is you put on a lot of people. You put on a whole lot of people. A lot of people got their start because you interviewed them. And that's important because that's the thing. You gotta figure out, okay, how can you help somebody else out? And when you helping them out, you actually helping yourself out. and then you create that network and you building something. And honestly, a lot of businesses out here are business to business. They don't even deal with the public. Because, like, say if you got a restaurant business, right? Somebody got a restaurant, but somebody has a business that supplies them with the plates, napkins, those bags, all that stuff. You need that, because I remember when I was last living in DC, there was an area, and this wasn't specifically for blacks. You had a lot of Koreans dominating this, but there was an area you could get everything wholesale, bags, food, everything. Like, people would head to this particular area in DC, and of course they didn't advertise it, but if you knew it was there, and they could get food. Like, vendors would go there, like street vendors, they would go there, get candies, foods, and everything. I would go there and just get bags and stuff, and people work, and see, the businesses become a network. And say, we can start saying, we create something, then we can network. Like, say if I want to create a business selling buffalo wings, I can actually hook them up. But I would still need somebody who can create those little styrofoam plates and bags and, cups for drinks and all of that. Then I could hook up another brother and say, okay, I'm gonna get all the stuff I need from you. And you don't even have to deal with the public. But then if that other brother, wants to expand his business, I can hit somebody else who's selling something and say, hey, why don't you get the stuff from this brother right here? And then you start working together. Because if you look at business networks in different racial groups, it's a brotherhood. Mm-hmm. It's a brotherhood. Groups will work together. They got there was a gentleman from Nigeria, he called it spider web. It's like they all working together and stuff. They create a network. And see, that's the thing that could be done. That's the potential of the Black manosphere, really. People get out of like trying to beef and all this stuff. Say, hold up, how can we build together? Mm-hmm. We can all eat. Everybody can eat. And it actually looks better than you can expand it. And then whatever we doing, like what you doing with Strugglewood, people might look at it now and say whatever, man, but that can expand big. You got a big market for it. And as long as you got that fat butt woman walking across the screen, oh my God. But think about what you're doing with Strugglewood, right? You create businesses for actors. You create businesses for writers, for extras, actors, actresses, people who do sound, people who edit and everything, websites that you could do some special episodes on demand video. In fact, there's some websites out there. You could have a streaming service where people have to tune in, and they making money, and then you making money. People will pay for the episodes or something. You can expand that, and that's the beauty of it. Like, everything I do now, like, me, I don't do a lot on YouTube. I put up some podcasts, some car videos, all of that. But my thing is, I'm expanding outside of it. I have my ROM TV site. Because I got I have more series on there talking about different aspects of relationships. But people don't realize I'm gonna expand it to the point I get other people on there with their own series, and it's not going to just be on relationships. And I got some other stuff coming, but I can't say right now what it is. But I got something real big coming. Y'all gonna be like, damn, Mom, you went there. Oh yeah. So boom. You could do that. We can do news shows or something. There's so many things based on what's going on, but you had to create. And I will say this for anybody watching this, check out Strugglewood. Check it out. Trust me. You heard it from Ron first. That joint gonna be big. You might get a call from Oprah or HBO. Hey, you want to do this here? Because I tell you who started out just on YouTube doing stuff. Issa Rae.
Yeah.
She started it. Now look at her now. Look at her now. Because her show Insecure is basically awkward Black girl at a bigger level. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like the sky's the limit. All you need is just a good production, good enough production, good story. But then as you expand, you can get better production, better microphones, better lighting, better support. Boom. You might have struggled with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You might have somebody like Kevin Hart who will be the star in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
While you directing, you sitting back chilling, sipping on your drinking stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when Kevin asks about when he get paid, and you say, oh, yeah, Kevin, well, I got a savings and I got a checking account. With that, he'll bust out laughing. But
Right.
I'm just saying though.
And it all starts from just building that community.
Yeah. That's the thing. The support is just as important, but you both getting something. Because the people watching Strugglewood, right? They being entertained. They getting entertainment. They feeling good. They seeing a big butt Ugandan woman, or you got to expand that to Nigeria or something like that, walking across the screen. Soon the Africa channel might hit you up soon. Seriously, that's so far you could go with that joint. There is so far you could go with that joint, and just like you doing it with that, somebody else can create something that can expand business-wise, and it don't have to be a video or something. Somebody could say, well, you know what, I'm real good at making music. Let me shout out a young man, Beat Flame, that I use his music for my ROM TV series and stuff. Him and another young brother, Free Will, I use their stuff there, so I'm helping with their business for my stuff. And then, I already got somebody on standby to do a feature film or a documentary. I already got them on standby. And it was somebody, ironically, we had just worked together at this retail spot for a minute. But then kept in touch, and he got some coaching advice from me, relationship advice, but about to expand that again. And I still got I can't say what the project is, but y'all gonna be like, damn, Uncle Ron, this what you doing now? But it's all about the business and stuff, because that's the beauty of business. Any business, you got that community around it, but you can always expand it. And then, especially if you get feedback from the community, you see what they like, and they can give you an idea of what they're looking for. And then you say, oh, shit. Like somebody might be watching Strugglewood, and, a writer will say, or on the show will say, hold up, let's show this dude hooking up with that fine big butt woman and stuff. Start something new. Right. Seriously. That might be the thing. You might do the Ugandan Bachelor or something,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I ain't thought about that.
I know I'm gonna see it from you now, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. So, man, you always drop so much game, which is why I don't mind paying the fee. Tell them what they'll get on it's more of a your money management channel. What would they get information that their brothers will get on the money management channel, brother?
Just basic money management, man. Seriously, because here's the thing. Money management is everything. Money management is everything. And now somebody might see it and say, well, he ain't talking about Bitcoin. He ain't talking about that. Oh, okay, because I'm talking about just basic everyday money management. Seriously, a man could take a little bit of money and make a whole lot of money depending on how he manages money. Too many brothers, especially. I mean, yeah, we can talk about all men, but I'm concerned about black men. Too many brothers be spending their money on dumb stuff and not spending it wisely. If a brother's just, even if they start out with a little bit of money and spend it on, take care of the basic bills, your rent, mortgage, car, all the basic stuff, but then take that extra money. Don't get those $300 Jordans and stuff. Get those like $59, athletic shoes from a discount place. But then take that other $250 and say, all right, I'm gonna put it into this savings account or this money market as a basic thing. Or I see a stock I could buy, or I see a piece of equipment I could buy, like a camera to do videos with, and keep expanding. Boom. Look at it as an investment, or invest in a learning course to learn how to do something even more. Boom. And the money management ultimately is about just spending that money every day. Like I'll talk about savings. That's a constant theme on my thing. Because if you start, like, if you just start something basic like a savings, and somebody say, well, you know, you don't get a big interest from it. You know, you're not supposed to get a big interest, but you get a little bit. But when you want to start a business, like you got a business idea, you got seed capital right there. Most businesses don't start with a loan from a bank. Most businesses, when they get a loan from a bank, they've been in business a while, then they want to expand because the bank wants their money back. But you can start, you don't have to hit up everybody. If you got 20,000 in your savings, you can start up that business. You can buy the equipment, whatever you need to start up that business. But you need that money to do it. You need that money to do it. So you take that and you get that basic savings from managing your money. You spending your money. You're not worried about like some bill collector calling you up for some dumb stuff. You know, you're not worried about that. You got some freedom. Or then on a basic level, say you're in a situation where you get laid off a job, or the business that you working at goes out of business. Oh, you can chill because you got something to fall back on while you look for something else. But that's because you manage your money, you put it into a savings, you use that savings for other things. Boom, to make even more money. Use money to make money. Boom. Get into income producing assets. But it all comes down to how you manage the money. Just basic. And I've seen a lot of people don't do that. Like you got people out here, some men living on payday loans and stuff, which is a scam. And it's a scam because you keep paying that payday loan back and they'll keep you coming back. That's why I like in the hoods and everything, they got all these pawn shops, payday loan places, check advance places, checking places, cashing places. And I'm like, you ain't getting anywhere. You going in circles, but that's part of the game. That's part of the game. They want to keep you there. They want to keep your money flowing. But if you're trying to break out that game, you got to manage your money. It's just that simple.
Right. Well, guys, check out all of Rom's content. First comment pinned to the top. I thank him for coming. Like I said, he's one of, if not the best content creator. You know, it's him and LAR. I'm
LAR, you and LAR, man.
No,
LAR ain't no joke, man.
LAR is definitely better than me. But you're really very intelligent, man. And
thank you.
I'm coming for the title in 2022. Not right now. I got to work on a few things. But thank you for coming, guys. Go to the first comment at the top. Subscribe to Rom Wills. You'll definitely be blessed. And guys, always remember the buffoonery remains at all-time high. I'm out.